So I just got this guitar body. I actually sanded the radius on it a little bit. It was came sharp like that, but it is a mahogany body with a flamed maple top. I had it, gotta make it to my specs, the weight. A couple pieces to test some color samples with. Blocking it all out with 180. This red and this black were stained black first. Then I sanded them off and left the little black stripes, and then put the red over the black, and I don't know, it doesn't really look as good as this. Is just blue, never sanded back. This is kind of the yellow and the green. The green is the blue and the yellow. I kind of swirled them together, and then same with the red. It's just a spray can clear. This stuff here I put. I'm going to be doing the final clear with this. I got it from the body shop supply store, and it was catalyzed. I use this regular automotive spray gun for it. So I got to do a lot more sanding. A lot of scratches in there, and there's some good chips there. When you grip, so get inside. Right inside there. That's what you should. Wasn't fully finished. Get some little pieces on there. I wasn't seeing for days. Back with this. Same depth. Still a few lines. This is for just this. It was like $15 on Amazon. Here's the test piece out in the sun. Of course, gotta have a dog barking and the neighbor's lawnmower running. More tooling chatter right there. I'm trying to get that out. Cleared it. I think putting a dark color down first, sanding it back, and then allowing the black stripes to show on the other sample. So my neck plate just came today. Nickel finished one. Just wanted to see how close it would fit to the edge. It looks like it's pretty freaking good. Yeah, it looks... Thought I might have sanded too much off. So the neck I got is actually a real Fender. It's a 50s with a soft V neck, 9.5-inch degree radius, and is it the burnt maple, flame maple? The radius, the neck is actually rounded, and the pocket is flat. You're gonna have a custom pickguard made for that. Everything seems to line up pretty square. I think I will be able to start staining now. Orange mixed up. Of course you gotta hear dogs barking. I decided to use rubbing alcohol versus the denatured alcohol. It dries a lot slower, and I can actually get it on there and it soaks in. The other stuff, it dried too fast, and it was... This one is a mahogany. I think that heated out, it always separates it, so the bottom is usual. So keep straight. I'll get this edge. So we got a little bit. That was a running hole. I think it dries slower, so actually, I'm going to lift that edge in there. So I mixed up a little darker red. I think it's almost purple. Second coat of the darker purple. I think I had too much color on it. I did a little rubbing with some clear alcohol and rubbed some of the surface, and I think it made it way better. Here it is. It's been drying a while. I'm gonna go over with some steel wool and see if I can get some of the there. I steel wooled it a little bit and then went over it with some just regular clean alcohol. My garage is a disaster storage area. Got dirt bikes, cars, tires, tools, tire machine, welders. So much room I can barely move in here. Otherwise, if it's pouring rain out, otherwise I'd push it outside. All that stuff outside and clean off an area, but I want to use one of these little Prevel sprayers instead of my paint gun, and that should hopefully produce less overspray. So this is the first coat, really light. That'll seal in everything hopefully. I think this is about the fourth coat. Putting it on kind of light, medium, not too wet. It is quite orange peely. Got a little drip up there, but this will all wet sand out and be flat as glass. Can't even come in the garage without dogs barking. Can't wait to wet sand it and polish it out. Probably end up wet sanding it and get all that orange peel out, and then put a couple more coats of clear on it. You see, she's pretty orange peely. That first coat sucked in. Really happy with the color. So here it is. Pretty much all done coating it for today. Ran out of clear, and then I got a few drips on the bottom. Those will all wet sand off pretty easy though. It's pretty orange peely, but that's fine. That's just thinner in there now, keeping the tip clean. But all I used was one of them full. That's what I probably got about 5, 6 coats maybe on there. We have it after, I don't know, 4 or 5 coats of clear, light coats. Actually can be wet sanded in about 11 hours, it says on the can of polyurethane, but it's about 24 hours later. There's a lot more going on. It's about 2 hours later. This is 600, a good hour and a half, 4 hours, 400. Pretty smooth, flat, straight. So here's the wet sanded finish. Okay. After I wet sanded all the first clear off, the second clear. This is probably 4 more coats.
You don't have to go under the knife. You don't have to take steroids that can be toxic to your joints.
Little orange peely. Now that I'll all wet sand off with 1,000 grit. So it's about 24 hours after the final clear. Turned out really, really good. Does need to be final wet sanded. Probably block it out. And then buff it, which will turn it like pretty much like glass. Trying to figure out what pick guard I want to make her get for it. I wanted it to be a tropical theme kind of originally with this on there. These are just cut out and printed out. I think the colors on the actual pickguard are really red here. My printer didn't quite print it out, but something like that. I didn't know if that was too much red, but I'm actually thinking that might be alright. Yeah, this one, it's more of just some abstract random slashes, but it's darker because I thought a darker pickguard might look better. I'm not sure, I don't know about that. And then this one's flowers, I guess more of a Hawaiian, and the actual pickguard's actually more darker reddish orange. And my printer again didn't really, I don't know, because I like that one because it was darker, but I thought the blue teal might accent it a little bit. I don't know. This is a really bad, hard decision. And this one didn't print right. This is actually called Fractal Blood. The red's actually like dark red, really red, dark. Let's see. But I didn't want it to be too gaudy, like a over-the-top looking pickguard to distract the attention away from, take the attention away from the body. When you look at it, you should see, I don't know, like 75% body, 25% pickguard. You don't want it to be too flashy. I guess it's the same goes with the people that put aftermarket rims on their car. When you turn around and look at your car, the first thing you see, if it's these huge rims, then and you don't notice the car, then you got the wrong rims. So if you turn around and look at this guitar, the first thing you want to see is it in its entirety, not like some gaudy pickguard standing out or some flashy something else. But this might not be too gaudy if it blends in better. Kind of keeps that tropical theme. So this is what I got. These locking tuners. So back to this, the neck has the wrong ferrules that came with the tuners. This is 1,000 grit. So 1,000 grit. So here it is all wet sanded and buffed. Put it out in the sun. Back is really cool. So we got the bridge all laid out. Now, center of that, center there. It's about 20. Got my little tape marker on there. And then I use a little bit bigger, and then just chamfer the holes. Knock that edge off. I got this Callaham bridge off of eBay. Came with the stainless steel saddles, and it's also got the brass ones. The back almost looks as good as better than the front. And the ferrules 5/16, but they got a little clear, so I rigged my drill bit, 5/16 drill bit up with a wrench, vice grip. And the ferrules are in. It's probably the really wrong way to do this, put these ferrules in. A hammer. Probably think you'd press them in. Get it lined up, and then I use, this is brass fitting so it don't maul it too much. Locking. And just mark the center of the holes. And on cue, the dog barks as soon as I hit record. Chamfer the holes a little bit. And they all tightened up. And it's square. And they all work. This just came in the mail. Be the neck one with the special order wiring, so I could reverse the phase. So copper foil tape. So got the pickups routed. That's just sitting there. So I got the pickup just sitting in there. Probably be a couple weeks before my pit guard shows up. And the bridge is all installed. And I've been working on the wiring. A lot going on there. Push-pull, volume and tone, parallel series, and then out of phase. And then I also added the kill switch, and it's got a treble bleed. I guess you can't really see it. There's a lot going on. I still got to wire the pickups to it. Dirty fingerprints everywhere. Probably be a couple weeks before my pick guard shows up, so I got the bridge on, strings on. That way I can check my neck for straightness. But to see if I need to adjust the truss rod. So I was filing the nut, and it split. I don't know if it was cracked ahead of time or what, but and then trying to get that nut out, I busted that off. So that is split. I think if there's a LSR roller nut that goes there, I might be able to machine that off. Use it, and then more disaster strikes. So here's a disaster I'm dealing with right now. I busted that off, sheared that right off, trying to remove the nut that I cracked. The string, rolled the string off the edge and it chipped the whole nut right off. So the only option I guess was, since I no longer had that, was either glue it back on, which would look horrible, or found this. The LSR roller nut, which comes with that little plastic spacer, and that will sit down in there, take place of the piece I broke off, and then that roller nut will sit on top. There. But you have to remove part of the fretboard, about 94 thousandths I think it is. So, in the middle of cutting that right now, taking my sweet time. Marked it. The original nut area was red. I colored that because I gotta take that down some too. And the original one is curved, but what I need to finish it to make that fit is flat. So I'm gonna make sure I take the same height off each side. It's gonna be tricky. So here's about 2 hours later, maybe an hour and a half. Sure. About ready to screw on. So should be about 5 to 10 thousandths high right now. You're supposed to compared to what they want it machined to, and then you shim it up. But I'd rather not use shims. I'd rather put it on and then have to take it apart and file a little off. Later, maybe an hour and a half. Sure. I had the thing off 2 or 3 times. That little edge, the corner, had a little bit of slack or something. I had to shave it, scratch it with a knife just to get it perfect. Seems to be pretty good though now. I mean, that's it. But I guess hopefully it fixes my broken neck, or piece I broke off. Looks pretty good, I guess. It's supposed to work. Who knows if it works any different than the plastic nut. Probably the same. Finished product. Everything's all tuned and intonated. And I'm just going to go over some of the controls. We have push pulls. This one is parallel series, and this one is out of phase, and the kill switch. Right here we have the front pickup. Both pickups. back pickup. And tone. Both pickups in parallel. Series. And then out of phase. In phase. Out of phase. And then that's parallel now. Both series. Series out of phase. That's it. It's the Tropical Telecaster with a Fender Strat neck, burnt maple with a soft V back. No way you can see it, but and that's the project.